You drift through a city of stars, a velvet ocean of light, gravity braids suns into spirals, and then, subtly, the galaxy folds inward, blooming into something even vaster. Your brain. 86 billion neurons shimmer like constellations, each a tiny lighthouse pulsing in concert. In calm moments, their signals glide, measured, purposeful, aquamarine, forming a living symphony where memory, movement, and meaning stay in perfect delicate balance. This is your inner cosmos, precise, alive, and astonishingly ordered. You pass through fiber-optic avenues of axons, slip between dendritic forests, and hover over the grand choreography of signals. Every note knows its entry, every instrument its rest. Equilibrium is not silence, it is poised motion, a galaxy within you that hums in harmony, and then you feel it, that subtle truth, that the most complex object in the known universe is housed beneath your skull. In this calm, the stage is set, order sustained not by stillness, but by exquisitely tuned restraint. For now the cosmos is quiet, balanced, whole. But storms can rise in clear skies, not water, not wind, electricity. A sudden, synchronized cascade that surges through the network, overwhelming the careful checks and counters. This is a seizure, a neurological tempest capable of bending sensation, awareness, and control. When such tempests return unprovoked, the pattern has a name: epilepsy, not a single illness, but a spectrum, many paths to the same loss of harmony. To understand the storm, you must first meet the forces that keep the sky blue. You steady yourself on the boundary between calm and chaos. The safeguards are here. The risks are here, too. What tips, the balance becomes the story. And so, we dive deeper, toward the laws that hold the lightning in place. Two great characters shape your neural tale. First, the accelerators. Excitatory networks, fueled by glutamate. They are the go signals, leaning neurons toward their firing threshold, rushing messages across the map. Crimson energy, eager and bright. Facing them, the brakes, inhibitory circuits guided by GABA, gamma-aminobutyric acid. They lift the threshold saying not yet, not this one, not here. Aquamarine calm spreads through the web, protecting clarity, precision, and focus. Thought, perception, movement, these emerge when accelerators and brakes respect each other's role. Harmony is not the absence of speed, but speed with restraint. The blueprint for this balance lives in your genes. Ion channels, microscopic gates for sodium, potassium, and calcium, are built from instructions written in DNA. They decide when charge flows and when it rests, but even a subtle typo, a mutation in a voltage-gated sodium channel, can hold the gate open a fraction too long. More positive charge slips in, neurons edge closer to firing. The world tilts toward hyperexcitability. GABA's blue restraint strains to contain the rising crimson current. With the blueprint minutely skewed, the system hovers nearer to the cliff's edge. This is how a gene can nudge a universe. A microscopic gate, a macroscopic risk. The stage is set. A spark would be enough, and the brain listens, ready to calm or to catch fire. Watch the storm form at the smallest scale. A cluster of hyper-excitable neurons fires again and again, spilling potassium into the narrow space around them. Usually glial cells mop up that excess, but this surge is too quick, too relentless. Potassium accumulates, tilting the electrical landscape. Neighboring neurons, once stable, now find it easier to fire. Firing begets more potassium begets more firing. A runaway feedback loop takes hold. The field turns crimson. The cadence quickens. The local weather becomes a cyclone, and the loop expands, preparing to spill across the map. Neurons lock into depolarization block, their membranes stuck in a state of on, unable to reset. A wave of hypersynchronous firing propagates like wildfire through tissue, the ionic collapse at a seizure's core. Yet even amid chaos, the brain fights back. Metabolic demand skyrockets, intracellular pH drops, acidification that dampens excitability. Buffers engage, feedback loops break, the synchronized blaze sputters, The storm spends itself, and a slow recovery begins, circuits groggy, then gradually clear. Calm does return, but it arrives with a memory, how close the cosmos came to breaking. From the view of networks, this is a phase transition. In health, your brain explores countless configurations, a high-entropy ballet that looks chaotic, yet remains flexible and wise. During a seizure, that landscape collapses. Rich, high-dimensional dynamics snap into rigid, low-entropy lockstep, hypersynchronous oscillation. A symphony of a billion distinct lines condenses into a single, blaring note. Then, slowly, variability returns. The orchestra retunes. Some researchers look deeper still, to quantum neuroscience, a frontier hypothesis. Consider ion channels again. Classically, an ion must climb an energy barrier to pass. But at quantum scales, a particle can also behave like a wave and tunnel through. If tiny probabilities within the channel shift, the chance a neuron fires could change. It's an elegant idea, still a hypothesis, yet it hints that the rules of the very small may brush the mind we feel. Deeper yet lie microtubules, the cell's scaffolding. The Orch-OR theory controversially suggests these structures might host fleeting quantum coherence, perhaps touching consciousness itself. In that speculative view, a seizure is a decohering blast, chaos that fractures delicate resonance. The idea is debated, but it reminds us, your brain spans scales from cosmic networks down to the fabric of reality. Environment shapes stability too, even space. On long missions, microgravity, isolation, and galactic cosmic radiation press on the system. Research suggests resting thresholds can dip, making aberrant activity more likely. High-energy particles trace ionized paths through tissue, seeding tiny pockets of inflammation. Understanding these risks helps protect the next explorers, brains traveling through actual galaxies while carrying one within. Against every storm, a guardian is rising. Imagine a brain interfacing SoC, BISC, with 65,536 tiny electrodes on a flexible array that nestles to the brain's surface, listening with astonishing resolution. It doesn't watch from afar. It lives at the shoreline of the waves, learning the music of your mind in real time. Closed loop by design, it detects the telltale shift from high-entropy flexibility toward low-entropy lockstep and acts, not with blanket chemicals, but with precise, local, counter pulses. Aquamarine whispers meet crimson wavefronts, canceling them at their source. Balance returns before the storm is felt. A neuro-pacemaker, a guardian at the gates. Alongside this hardware, medicine itself is evolving. With AI and quantum-level modeling, platforms like OrbMol AI explore millions of candidate molecules against faulty ion channels, calculating binding energies, conformations, and fit. The goal is elegant: stabilize the channel, restore proper gating, and quiet hyperexcitability without heavy side effects. Designed keys for precise locks, nudging the cosmos back toward calm blue. From ions to galaxies, your brain is a wonder, fragile and resilient at once. By learning its patterns, honoring its limits, and inventing gentle tools to protect it, we edge closer to mastering the storm within. Drift once more through the quiet. Aquamarine glows return. And in the hush after weather, you feel it, a universe, at peace, inside you.